Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and I think we got to start doing some performance trucks on the channel because this 2025 Bronco Raptor is amazing and it's so much fun to drive. Now this Raptor, believe it or not, people think it has the same engine as the Ford F-150 Raptor. It does not. They're both twin turbo V6s, but this is a 3-liter twin turbo, which we'll look at in a second. The other one is 3.5 in the pickup truck. So here you have just under 420 horsepower, about 418 and 440 foot-pounds of torque. Where's the switch? Here we go. No engine cover on this one. You got the air intake. Wish it was a V8 instead of a twin turbo 6, but it actually sounds pretty good, which we'll see in a minute, for a 6-cylinder turbo. You got your battery right front and center here. Ford Performance. This color is called Azure Gray, but to me it looks blue. And unless I'm colorblind, it looks blue in my view as well. Now this car is a monster. And I have a Panamera Turbo Porsche as a daily driver. This car is longer and it is a foot wider, believe it or not. Now this is a real steel bumper. You don't want to hit this. This is real steel right there, not plastic. Again, the color is called Azure Gray. $90,000 is the base price now for the 2025 Raptor. I believe when it came out about 3 years ago, the base price was $70,000. So this one, as equipped, with starting at $90,000 with these options, is $103,000. So what are the same differences between, say, a regular Bronco with the Sasquatch package compared to this? Well, you get about 80 more horsepower, almost 90, with this twin turbo 6. Your tires, the Sasquatch, I believe, are 35 inches. These are 37 inches. It's also, I believe, 7 inches taller than your base Bronco. Back seat. I'm going to sit in the back seat for the first time now, and the seating position is very upright. So I've had people in the back, and they're not that crazy with the seating position. So if you want to buy this as a family vehicle, you may want to, there we go. These seats fold down. You may want to make sure your kids will go back there before you do. Now I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm sitting behind myself. You do have a grab handle here and the running board. And actually it's pretty good back here. It's fine. You are sitting upright, so it's not a sports car. It's a performance SUV. I have no problem with the back seat. Now everything is removable. So these doors are removable, front and rear. And the roof comes off in 3 segments. It's a painted roof now, also painted fender flares. Now, Ford did something real smart. If you do, I doubt many people buying a $100,000 Bronco is going to take it off-road, but if you did, this piece comes off very easily, and this is where you're going to get all your stones from these big knobby tires in the front, even though you have the fender flare. So Ford, I think, was really smart. You just have to change this trim piece. Again, 37-inch tires, off-road. They drive pretty well on the road. I've been driving it. I have this car for 8 days. I've been putting a lot of miles on it, and it drives very well. Now, here's an Easter egg for you. When you open this up, you see original Broncos. That's pretty cool. Now, in New Jersey, we actually can't pump our own gas, but if you don't live in New Jersey, I think Oregon is the other state where they have to pump the gas for you like New Jersey. But anywhere else, you get to see this every single time you fill it up with gas. Now, we have a spare tire that's also 37 inches. And because this is a wide vehicle, any vehicle that is wider, 80 inches or wider, has to have certain lights. I'll show you how that works. So you know you're on the highway, you got a big semi behind you. Here's a grab handle here. For driving this Bronco, maybe there should be a grab handle on the A-pillar there, but that's the grab handle to get in and out. Grab handle on the other side there. I don't know if you can see it. All right, so let's turn the lights on. We'll go over these things in a minute. Let's see. All right, so now the lights are on. So let me show you the front real quick. So the Bronco Raptor has orange lighting because this car is also available in that cool orange color. Now, if you're behind a big rig in the highway, you'll notice that any big rig, or you'll notice from now on that I told you, has to have the 3 lights in the center for vehicles over 80 inches long. And then the outside has to be covered. So you're like, oh, okay, so there should be something here by the wheel. That's not the most outside, most part of the vehicle. It's actually this mirror. So you have another orange light here, another one on the other side. That are your 5 lights to show this big vehicle approaching you from behind. All right. And this is, I think I already said this is a real steel bumper here. You don't want to get into an accident with somebody in a Bronco. So now in the back of the car, we also need 5 lights, but they are red because of the width of the vehicle. So you have the 3 lights here. We'll go over that in a minute, because notice this third brake light, how much of the rear window it takes. Now, it's not the tail lights, because that's not the most widest part of the vehicle. Again, it's the side mirrors, but when you look at them from the front, the light is orange right there. But when you look at it from the rear, it's red. So Ford was smart. They didn't have to add anything on to adhere to that requirement. Trunk space, it's adequate, but the problem is when you take all those panels off, you can't fit them all in the back. So the Ford told me the front pieces will definitely fit, though there's nothing to wrap them in. So you might want to like put towels or something so it doesn't scratch it up. These seats fold down. If you want to take the middle section out, this middle piece comes off. They said you probably need 2 people to do it because it's bulky. You probably can't take it with you because it's not going to fit in the back there. Because remember, that's the whole width of the vehicle. And back here, we have the roll bar. Same thing with the back piece. You'll be left driving with this, but you won't be able to take those pieces with you. And if you live in New Jersey, you know there's a threat of thunderstorms pretty much every afternoon. Now, here's a cool feature. This is Raptor spelled backwards, so you could see this while you're driving in the rearview mirror. All right, let's shut the lights off, put them back on auto. So the problem is, I think if you're used to Fords, this isn't an issue, but I haven't owned a Ford in a while, sans a few Mustang GTs. But when I'm driving here, I can't see the start stop, which is over here. And these are nitpicky things. And I can't see where the lights are. So if I wanted to change it from auto or fog lights, I wouldn't be able to do that either because I can't see it. Now, instead of having a stalk on each side for the signals and the wipers separate like most cars, there's only one stalk, your signals up and down, and then your wipers, you would just turn this thing left and right. All right. It's a 10-speed automatic. You can use paddle shifters, but if you drive in sport mode, it'll actually downshift for you. It's pretty cool. I was taking some friends out and they said, oh, you know, Glenn's downshifting because, you know, he's used the stick shifts, but I'm not downshifting. The car was actually going and rev matching downshifts with this 10-speed torque converter automatic. Now you could go from, there's like 7 different driving modes here. I usually drive in 2-wheel drive mode. And I notice when you really accelerate, especially like on a highway exit ramp, it's very hard to get the power down. The rear end will actually step out a little bit because it's overwhelmed with the power. So you could drive in 4-wheel drive automatic. 4-wheel drive high, I notice, is better for acceleration because now the power is going all 4 wheels. But because you have that front engaged, it is more difficult to pull into parking spaces. Now, if I'm looking here in the rear view mirror, anything that spare tire really blocks your view. So your car's probably got to be at least 2-3 car lengths from that spare tire for you to see it. So it does block a little your view. I notice I use the side mirrors to see what's behind me, and there could be somebody right behind me in a traffic light and I wouldn't see it. So let's start it up. It's very hot in here. All right. So now we have gauges for everything. We have gauges for your water temperature, your oil pressure, even transmission. Now with a full tank of gas, it told me it had about 190 miles, 189, 192. So you're gonna get gas often with this. It'll tell you if there's seat belts. When you shut it off, it'll tell you to check the back seat for occupants. I like the miles per hour here. It's all digital, but it actually gives you the number as well. And this was in park. And when you put it in gear, I didn't know what this was. It was idling at about 1,000 RPM. So I thought this was the RPMs. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But this actually tells you the gear it'll go. So you're in from gear from 1 to 10, so you can see what gear you're in. Now you have some hard buttons here. So we can do for exhaust, we can press the button and it'll tell us the exhaust is in normal now. Press that button again, we can go into sport. Baja mode, which is a louder mode, and then a quiet mode. You're leaving in your neighborhood. So I try to drive in Baja mode. And then the same thing with shocks. You can play around with your shocks. You can make them off-road, sport, and it's telling me off-road use only. Okay, we get it. We got it. We got it. And then we have some more modes here. There's steering mode with the little steering wheel. You can do normal, sport, or comfort. Then we also have another one that'll take us to settings. So if you want to set it like in all-wheel drive or whatever you want to do. Apple CarPlay, very easy to set up. This is probably the quickest CarPlay connection I've ever gotten. Also, you have all these switches here. So if you want to put on lights or winches, you can put them right to these switches. Very easy. They're already wired in. You don't have to drill holes and stick a switch somewhere. You already got them. Again, these front panels come off. You have basically 3 switches to move left and right, and then a spring loader. Those 2 easily come out. I'll probably take those off later. And we'll do some more in-depth videos, including a driving video. So guys, let me know what you think of this Bronco, but I love it and I hope you do too. Is it worth the price over a regular Bronco? Well, on my channel, we do have a Bronco. Let me get out. We'll shut this off. We have a Bronco soft top when it came out, and my only gripe with that one was obviously it was slow. This is about 6 seconds, 0 to 60. Now, some magazines have said they've gotten maybe 5.9 or something like that. Some say it's been 6.5 seconds. So the average is probably about 6 seconds. That's kind of what it feels to me. Brakes are good, but not like sports car good. So if you are going fast in here, you got to leave a lot of room to stop. You will feel weight transfer. So this is a cool vehicle to drive. I'm sure it's fantastic off-road. This is my first loaner from Ford, so I don't think I'll be taking this one off-road. But it is a lot of fun to drive around the turns. But again, it's not a sports car. I think for what it is and what it weighs, it handles very well, but it's not ideal. You know, if you want a good handling car, you'll probably get like a BMW X3M or X5M or something like that. Compared to the Jeep 392, which we did a few years ago, the 392 sounds 1,000 times better because you got that Hemi V8, where this is a twin turbo 6. This sounds good for what it is, as long as you never hear a 392. But this handles 1,000 times better than that. That car, it barely stopped, it barely turned. The only thing was that it had a cool engine and it was fast. That car, the 392 Jeep Unlimited, is a 0 to 60 of like 4.5 seconds. So this is about 6 seconds. That was much faster, but I think I would take this any day of the week. If you want sound and you're just cruising around, then yeah, the Jeep. But if you actually want to take some turns and take some friends, and I would take this all day long. So let me know, is it worth $103,000? Remember, it starts at 90. Oh, and the sound system is really good. My kid loves the sound system, and they're playing all their music, and it is really good. So I'm a believer in the Bronco. Thanks to Ford for providing this vehicle for a week, and I will miss this vehicle when they come take it back. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We have Glenn's Car Collection 7 days a week. You get a full-length video on Mondays, a short video on Friday, and then YouTube Shorts Tuesday through Sunday. So I think I actually post 9 videos in 7 days. Look for us on TikTok now at Glenn's Car Reviews, GLENN and an S. And we're on Instagram as well as Glenn's Car Collection. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.